Have you ever felt overwhelmed trying to solve a complex problem? You know, when you're so focused on one part that you completely miss the bigger picture? Well, let me introduce you to a game-changing way of thinking that's been around for over 2,000 years. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, wasn't just a wise guy with a beard. He developed something revolutionary that we now call systems thinking. And trust me, once you understand this, you'll never look at problems the same way again. Think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to fix a car that won't start. You might immediately blame the battery, replace it, and still face the same issue. That's because you're looking at just one part, not the whole system. Aristotle would shake his head at this approach. Instead, he taught us to zoom out and follow a six-step loop that's surprisingly practical. First, identify the whole system. In our car example, that's not just the battery, but the entire electrical system, fuel system, and engine components working together. Second, understand how these parts interact. The battery powers the starter, which turns the engine, which charges the battery back through the alternator. See how everything's connected? Third, look for patterns. Is the car only failing to start on cold mornings? That tells you something different than if it's happening randomly. Fourth, identify the relationships between cause and effect. This is where most people go wrong. They jump to conclusions without seeing how one change ripples through the entire system. Fifth, test your understanding by making small changes and observing their effects. Maybe the problem isn't the battery at all. It could be a loose connection affecting the whole electrical system. Finally, adjust your approach based on what you've learned and start the loop again if needed. This method isn't just for fixing cars. You can apply it to anything: relationship problems, business challenges, even personal goals. The key is to resist the urge to jump straight to solutions and instead take time to understand the whole picture. Here's a real-life example. Let's say you're trying to lose weight. Most people focus solely on diet or exercise, but Aristotle would encourage you to look at your sleep patterns, stress levels, work schedule, social life, all the interconnected parts that influence your health. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one problem you're facing right now. It could be something at work, at home, or in your personal life. Take a step back and try to see it as Aristotle would, as part of a larger system. What connections and patterns do you notice when you look at the bigger picture? Remember, some of the most powerful solutions come not from fixing individual parts, but from understanding and adjusting the entire system. What challenge will you tackle with this new perspective today?